Wow. Wow. Welcome back, everybody, to yet another episode of Arches, which is something that I thought I would never say again. But a while back, I believe 9 months ago, there was a short story released from Arches named Vessels. And it's a short story focused around Devon. And it focuses on the timeline where Cameron got shot. So Cameron does not survive here. And essentially what we saw in our previous playthrough was a vision where Devon had a version of Cameron in his head. So I'm really looking forward to this. I completely forgot to record any of this, but then I saw that HIO is kind of taking the piss. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I forgot. We still need to do the Arches short story. So yeah. I'm really looking forward to this. Clearly, a lot has changed in this version of the build. All my old saves did not carry over, so I had to complete the game again. Really great read. Love seeing everything. All the bugs are fixed. So this is a finalized version of Arches, and I am so excited to get into it. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, instead of clicking Cameron here, you click Devon here to access his short story. Here we go. Oh, man. Oh, wow. We are picking it up right into it. Honey, whatever happens, just play dead, okay? No matter what. No! Oh, wow. Cameron? Oh, wow. What a great introduction already. Echoes aren't hard to find. They're everywhere. But some are worse than others, and Cameron knows which ones need taking care of the most. Devon! A flash of light, one I've gotten used to seeing, explodes behind my eyelids, along with an explosion of pain in my face and head. Devon! Shit! A dull, blunt thud resonates through my stomach, and a familiar ache seems to hollow it out completely, sending all the breath I have held inside blasting out in a wheezing groan. Then the familiar thump of bone on pavement, as my legs seems to turn to jelly as I go down on my knees, head bowed, gasping for breath. Next time you're dead, you fucking creep! Watch out! One of my paws folded under my stomach as I grip at my gut, reaches for the grip of my pistol strapped to my waist. I look up and see a scruffy-looking raccoon, the mask of his facial fur barely visible in the soft yellow glow of the streetlights. He's got his foot drawn back. He looks about ready to kick me again while I'm down, but his buddy, a squat, muscular rat, the guy who probably hit me last, holds him back. I hear sirens, man, let's go! The raccoon looks back down at me, almost like he thinks I'm the one that called the cops. But he moves on, spitting on me as he goes. I lower my head even more as I hear them scurry off towards an area behind the warehouse they've been beating me up against. Now I'm left alone in the patchily lit parking lot, the already faint sirens fading away into silence. Well, I'm physically alone. Are you okay, Devon? Cameron's voice comes through again, and I can tell he's trying to hold back from sounding panic. Hands? Is that correct? I don't know. I'm fine, babe. Don't worry. Just need a minute. I send him reassuring thoughts even while my face comes to rest on the rough gravel and asphalt of the lot, feeling myself drool into it. Cameron goes quiet after that, realizing there's not much he can do except wait. A few minutes later, I grunt and make my way to my feet before looking back one last time. The men had already left in their car, the sounds of the roaring engine fading into the night. The warehouse, though, sits still and silent, gently illuminated by the surrounding streetlights. From one of the top windows I see it. Probably standing on the grated metal flooring, I see it watching me with its red glowing eyes. Oh. Oh, here's a familiar sight. The scruffy raccoon's punch got me good, right over the eye. I can already feel it starting to swell closed, and I head for the medicine cabinet. I swallowed down 4 ibuprofen and Tylenol for the throbbing ache that's already established itself firmly in my brain. You're gonna want to eat something with that, Dev. Cameron's feelings of gentle reproach are... Reproach? I'm so sorry. Cameron's feelings of gentle reproach are barely contained under the veil that he's trying to hide them under, and he finally blurts out his concern. He's right, though, and even though the hollow ache in my gut makes me not want to even think about food right now, I grab a piece of bread and force it down a few bites. Veil. Another term we've come up with to describe something we don't understand. In this case, it's just the sense or feeling we both get when hiding thoughts or feelings from the other. It's like a mental shield, always up and rigid but ready to come down if you let it. It sounds bad, but when someone's living in your head 24/7, you need some privacy, so we automatically hide behind our veils most of the time. Oh, that's... kind of... Ooh. It's not like I prefer silence, though. Cameron's thought voice is quiet and gentle, but especially not now that he's trying to not upset me. Trying not to upset me, which he shouldn't have to be doing. I'd fucked up bad this time. Caught and got my ass kicked. I've been staking that spot out for weeks, Cameron having noticed an echo in the upper windows of a random warehouse in the city's industrial park district. One that was, for whatever reason, really strong. From what I was able to gather, they were using it as a sort of something. Something definitely bad, because the few times I'd gotten close to the warehouse, I'd heard faint, distant screaming. I gathered enough to know for sure it's not organized crime or gang-related. It's something much more strange and sinister, as it always is when it comes to echoes. I actually wasn't able to gather much except the rat was the main source and the one that needed to be dealt with somehow. Not that it matters now. After catching me, they'll definitely be moving their base of operations. What does that mean? Are there more, like, echo things out there then? Because if so, then... I mean, we're kind of cooked if that's the case. The swelling is really bad, Devon. Maybe we should try putting some ice on it. The last sentence is posed as a question, again, apparently worried about how I'll react. Yeah, I know. I grab an ice bag from the cabinet and open the freezer before pouring several ice chunks in it. You know, I'm not mad, Cameron. You are. The tone in his voice says it all. I put the cold compress on my left eye, sighing loudly. Not at you. So why are you so upset? The entire situation and how stupid it is. And I can feel how you feel no matter how many barriers I put up. You rub off on me, and I can't help it. I wince, my eyes closed, thinking about all the times Cameron has described what it's like being stuck in my head. How when I get gloomy, so does everything around him. Something else to feel like a complete jackass about. Yeah, well, I can't always control how you feel, I know, but that's why I'm trying to hold off. Sorry. No, I mean... I huff loudly in frustration. I honestly wish I could be happier for you, so you're more comfortable living up there. It's silent for a few moments. Moments I wish weren't silent because I know what Cam's thinking about. It could be, if you give up on this, whatever the hell this is. I feel a flash of annoyance, and this time, it is directed at Cameron. This is helping other people not have to go through what we went through, Cameron. This is stopping years-long cycles of pain and suffering. That's what the hell this is. Haven't we suffered enough? Maybe, who else is in this position that can do what you can do? I'm not sure we're making much of a difference. We clearly don't know what the fuck we're doing, Dev. My heart sinks, realizing how much Cam might not actually want to do this. The one thing that's kept me going the past 4 years. You're the one who suggested this, you know? I say it in my head, the way I do when we're in public or when I just don't want to say it out loud. I know, but I didn't realize it would become so dangerous. That if things did get physical, we'd move on, but I didn't realize you'd... Cameron searches for the right words. When you set your mind on something, it's hard to get you to change it. That's dangerous, and stupid, and that fucking gun you have strapped to your hip all the time doesn't help. Well, I need protection. Of course you do, but what if they saw it? What if you actually do have to pull it out? What then, Devon? Then I have to, Cameron. I looked down at my phone. Arturo. Shit! Honey, maybe just ignore it for now. We need to talk. He'll understand. We planned this call ahead by like 3 days, so I can't just ignore it. But you can. You'll understand it, honey. Ooh. That's a little... But I've already made up my mind and pick up. Honey, he doesn't use pet names that much, but when he does, I know he's really concerned and upset. His quiet, meek objection almost makes me stop. But I have to. The almost physical pull of two people who are very important to me stretching me in opposite directions. Maybe sensing my rising frustration and stress, Cameron backs away in my mind, the way he does whenever I need privacy. It's another level to the veil barrier. The feeling is similar to what it would have felt like if he'd just left the room. I put the phone up to my muzzle, wincing it as it presses against my bruising face. Hey man, what's up? I quickly make a final aside to Cameron before Artie responds. After this, hon, I promise we'll talk more. Cameron doesn't respond, but I know he hears me. Then Arturo's cheerful, slightly accented voice comes through the speaker. Yo, how's it going, man? I press my index thumb and thumb pads on my right paw hard against my brows, trying to tame the ache that still seems to echo through my head. I'm doing okay, all things considered. Jesus Christ. Apparently, he hasn't completely left the room. I ignore Cameron for now. Most of my focus is on trying to sound as okay as I can. Just told Arturo as I was. Arturo as I was? I'm so sorry. I hope that this isn't an inconvenience, but sometimes I can't read. So I hope you understand. Hope those things aren't too terrible. You sound pretty awful. I can sense what he's implying with those words. It probably sounds like I've been crying with my swollen nose and raspy voice. 4 years removed from Echo, and he still knows that I'm struggling. Even Arturo seems to have moved on better than I have, after taking a bullet to the back of his head. Sometimes I can't even tell that it's happened. Sometimes I almost forget, but it's something always reminding me. Sooner or later. I know Artie never forgets. How could he? But I can't read minds like Cameron. No, not too bad. The silence that follows is an awkward one, which isn't normal when Artie's involved. The silence part, I mean, but it feels like he's about... Jeez. But it feels like he's wanted to say something to me that he's nervous about. Are you okay? I feel a jolt of worry and concern. Last Artie and I had talked, he mentioned things that were a bit strained between him and Maria, mainly because he was having a hard time trying to take care of her the way that he used to. If they're going to split up, I don't know what Arturo's going to do. I'd offer him to live here, of course, but that would make things difficult between me and Cameron for a ton of different reasons. Yeah, I'm okay, yeah. Do you need a place to stay? Arturo laughs, and the release of tension makes me feel a bit better. No, me and Maria are doing alright now. It's just a few weeks ago that things got a bit hard since we're both going through our own shit at the same time. Yeah, that sounds miserable. You just need someone to talk to right now? Yeah, that, but it's about me. I furrow my brows at that, wondering how Cameron would know that Arturo being so far away. Maybe a vision or something. He's right though, as he usually is. I've had something... His stuttering becomes more pronounced, which happens when he's flustered or emotional. I feel so bad for him. Because I remember the story like it was yesterday. I still feel bad for Arturo. He did not deserve to have that done to him. I stand more upright, muffling the grunt that comes from my mouth as my sore stomach muscles tense up. Hey dude, it's all good. Tell me what's on your mind, no matter what it is, okay? That seems to calm him down, and he takes a deep breath. How are you doing with being alone? I let out a hollow fake laugh that falls flat. Yeah. I take a deep, full breath, again wincing at the dull ache in the center of my body. I'm managing. You, ever thought of seeing people? Cameron's listening in. He doesn't say anything. No, not yet. It's quiet for a while, and just as I'm about to talk about how work's got to me... Jeez. It's quiet for a while, and just as I'm about to talk about how work's got me too busy to date right now, I hear something that makes me freeze. Something's been bothering me a lot lately. It's about Cam, and I'm so sorry. And the words dissolve away into sobs. Shit. Shit, shit, shit. I feel a pang of frustration followed by even more guilt. In the past, I jump at opportunities like this to be there for people that might need me, but I'm just not as good as it. But I'm just not as good as it used to be. Cameron, Arturo, my parents, my work colleagues, they can all tell. In fact, Mom was the last person to encourage me to start going out again, even saying the gay scene is better out in Fort Allen, and to maybe just come back home, which had made me laugh and want to cry at the same time. I feel Cameron's presence return, though briefly. You're doing good, Devon. You know that. I press the speaker close to my ear. Hey, dude, what's wrong? Through hitching sobs and stutters, Arturo talks about the last time he heard Cameron's voice, about how he heard him begging Brian not to do whatever it is he was doing. Sometimes I wonder if I had done something. He might have been able to get away or something. I was slow because of the gunshot wound, so maybe he would have... I don't know. I'm sorry. This is something I haven't heard about before, and in the back of my mind I wonder why Arturo would tell me this. Feelings, smells, thoughts, tastes, everything from Echo comes back, reminding me of being trapped in that van while it was all happening. While Artie and Cam were being hurt in ways that can never be fixed or undone. I feel my heart rate rise and my breaths become heavier as adrenaline starts coursing through my body. Cameron, still there for me even though he made a point of leaving earlier, senses my confused mix of anger, grief, and guilt for feeling this way when Arturo was trying to open up to me. It's okay. It's over. I'm fine. It would have gotten us both killed if he tried anything. I just can't help the feeling awful about it, that you lost the guy you were that close to. I swallow hard, mentally willing my voice to stay steady before I start talking again. Don't worry about me, Artie. Try not to blame yourself for any of that. I'm the one who asked you to come, remember? That asked you to come. This shouldn't have ever happened in the first place, and I'm sorry. Artie laughed softly through his tears. That's word for word what I expected you to say. It's just, you seem distant lately, like the past year. We used to talk all the time. As Artie goes on about how I used to be, As Artie goes on how I used to be, I feel a surprising urge to just tell him about what's happening. About how Cameron is still with me and... No! Ooh. Why no? Also, I wonder if this is why Arturo was acting kind of strange with Cameron in his house the last time we were here. Because Arturo kind of gave Cameron like a funny look in a way compared to Dev. So I wonder if like he still felt guilty about the whole thing. The thought is strong, unwavering, and it overwhelms my mind to the point where I lose my train of thought. It's happened before, but not like this. It makes me wonder how strong his own thoughts actually are. If maybe he could completely take over if he wanted. Either way, I can't tell Artie after a message as powerful as that, so I settle for something more vague. Listen, man, all I can say is that something's going on, but I'm not ready to talk about it just yet. But I promise I'll tell you someday, alright? I'm surprised by how relieved Artie sounds to hear that. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Take your time, man. And sorry for unloading like that about what happened in that town. I won't bring it up again. I just needed... I don't know. I get it, and if you need to talk again, I'm here for you. Same. I was actually thinking maybe we could meet up again. Maybe go off-roading or even try some rock crawling in your new Jeep. That makes me smile, that despite what happened to him, he still wanted to do the shit we used to do. Shit that could get him killed. But if it makes him happy, you know, we should. Maybe over the weekend? I feel a slight pang of jealousy, maybe even some resentment, and it takes me by complete surprise. Sweet. I have to be the weekend after since Maria and I have a date trip weekend thing going on. I'm confused and then shocked when I realize those feelings came from Cameron. It takes a good few seconds before I can get my thoughts straight again. Weekend after? Sounds good to me. We talk a little bit more, but Cameron's simmering irritation becomes too much to ignore, and after a while I make an excuse about needing to prepare dinner before hanging out. It's partially true, but I really only use the microwave these days. Oh no! Oh no, he really is becoming Leo. He's got his microwave dinner thing going on. Oh boy. I can at least be happy knowing that Arturo is sounding way better than when we first started talking. Cameron stays silent as I actually do start to make my food. An unappetizing plastic bowl of lightly seasoned frozen vegetables. I'm still baffled at Cameron's strange reaction when I was on the phone with Artie, but I know to wait for him to gather his thoughts before trying to talk to him. I subtly project the feeling of me being tired, hoping it might make the coyote take some pity on me with whatever it is that's pissing him off. He's keeping it tightly guarded, though. As I open the packaging on the bowl, I think I hear something in the house, and my ears perk up for any sound, any movement. No one's here, Devon. Just being a little cautious is all. Nothing wrong with that. Not usually, but paranoia can drive anyone insane. I poke some holes in the plastic wrap to vent the bowl before throwing it in the microwave and starting it. I don't have much of an appetite. My guts are still feeling queasy after getting beaten up. I gently feel around my face with a paw, finding where the swelling is most painful around my left eye. Gingerly, I applied compress to it, a little surprised by how much it had swelled up between the fight and getting here. You were talking on the phone for over half an hour. Yeah, I know. Thanks, Cameron. So now you're mad at me? No, because I'm just trying to fucking help? Well, it doesn't help when you're pissed off about something that you're hiding from me. I'm not pissed off. I'm stressed out and worried after what just happened to you. I'm fine. Getting hit in the head is never fine, Devon. Well, it is this time. Besides, I'm talking about what happened with Arturo just now. Cameron sighs mentally, loudly in my head. What? That I didn't want you to talk to him so you could start treating your injuries? I'm starting to realize that he's not even going to tell me what the problem is. No, after you getting mad after I considered telling Artie about our situation. Of course I got mad! I went to Cameron's thought that goes through in my head, making my headache throb even more. His next thoughts are less thunderous, under control but still angry. Devon, I don't want people thinking you're crazy, and I especially don't want anyone knowing about what you do. You could get arrested, or killed. I wonder if he's mainly implying that I could get the both of us arrested, or killed, which of course, worse. But I don't let myself get distracted. Something's not right. Artie believes in this stuff. I mean, not the situation exactly, but he's really spiritual and believes in psychics and mediums. This is very different. It's not that big of a leap. Besides, what if you use your clairvoyance to show Artie that at least at some point of what I'm saying is true? That could be a good starting point. Devon, bringing Artie into this is only going to make things way more complicated than they already are. Well, why? He's your guys' friend. He suffered through you. The least you can do is tell him. Sheesh. We can trust Artie. With that mouth of his? I bristle a bit as Cameron points out Artie's uncanny knack for saying the wrong thing on... Oh, okay. He doesn't fuck around with serious shit like this. But how is this even going to help us? Like I said, it'll make things so much harder if even one person knows. I'm realizing where this conversation is going, and I try to keep my thoughts under control to keep them from wandering. Most of my thoughts are hidden from Cameron unless I intentionally project them out to him. But if they're strong enough, he picks up on them. This time though, we both seem to be on the same page, despite not having to read minds. It's just lonely, alright? Just being able to talk with someone would make things... His next thoughts are sharp and short. Just need someone to talk to. Cameron isn't asking me, just making a deadpan statement. It almost hurts with how cold he's being. Even when he gets upset or huffy, there's still a warmness to him that always makes me feel like things are okay, but that's gone now. I try to remember if this has happened before. Cameron is always so nice and gentle after I've been through something rough like this, but this time... Okay, yeah, so I'm assuming that this is still, like, the manifestation version of Cameron in this storyline. Like, kind of like the embrace, or I think it was called the embrace, whatever apparition that Leo was having. Like, this is like a different version of Cameron that we know. I like that they're digging into this a little bit more, because then it explains a bit more about what this entity is. I keep those thoughts very quiet as I close my eyes in frustration, the aches in my body making things so much more agitating and distracting. Listen, Cam, if you're just jealous because I want to hang out and be closer... Jealous? I wince again. Please, Cameron, my head. I'm scared. I'm trying to look out for you because you won't even do that for yourself. Well, that's what it felt like. I felt it when Arturo was just talking about hanging out over the weekend. Fine. Maybe I felt a little jealous, but it kind of fucking hurts when you realize you're not enough for your boyfriend, and he has to rely on some straight guy to make him feel good. Okay, what the hell? Yeah, okay, yeah, this is not Cameron. This very clearly is not Cameron. This is not the Cameron we know at all. I'm angry, but also baffled at just how nasty he's being. This isn't like Cameron at all. At least, I don't think so. This hasn't ever come up before. Well, that straight guy lost almost everything trying to save us. Besides, I'm not into him like that at all. And he's definitely not into me, you know that. And you'll be there the whole time. This conversation, what we're arguing about, it's all so surreal. Since when did Cameron say stuff like this, or even feel this way? Was this always the case? You're oversimplifying things, making me sound like a crazy, obsessive boyfriend so you can justify doing things that are stupid and dangerous. Is it really that stupid and dangerous considering everything else I'm doing? I just need some fucking peace and quiet tonight, please. I think that last part clear and loud in my head, in my mind, and I immediately regret it. Fine. I'll give you some space and you can do whatever you want. Bye, Devon. Oh, come on, Cam. I'm really tired and... The silence is immediately eerie. He must have gone far into the place he usually goes when he's angry, but right now I can't feel anything from him. I wait in silence for a while, then sigh in a way that makes it sound like I'm irritated, but it's mostly covering up the slowly simmering anxiety. I wonder how long it'll be before he decides to come back. No matter how much I try to pretend, though, I can't shake the feeling of deep emptiness. This is something I haven't felt in years, not since going into those mines back in Echo almost exactly 4 years ago now. I'm alone. Wait, Cameron? Cameron, you there? The feeling of being completely alone in my head is something I haven't felt since just before I killed Brian. Cameron, can you let me know you're here at least? Just one sign and I'll leave you alone. That is really eerie though. Like, I love it when horror games do that too. Any place just devoid of sound and the only thing that you can hear is just the empty space around you or your own breathing or your own heartbeat. Like, I love it when horror games do that. And I love the fact that they're trying to expand that here as well. My voice sounds hollow in the empty space. Cameron, you there? No response except the microwave. I try not to panic and instead grab a fork to prod at the bowl of mushy, unappetizing vegetables, the smell overwhelmed by garlic. This isn't funny at all, Cam. Actually, it's kind of fucked up, and pretty cruel too, because I didn't even do anything wrong. I wait a little longer, knowing those words would definitely trigger Cam to come back, but when he doesn't, I finally do start to panic. After about 5 minutes, I drop the fork in the bowl and look up. Cameron, you're really scaring me right now. Can you at least let me know you're here, somehow? Anything? Empty. Because I'm gonna start freaking out for real if you don't say something to me, baby. Silence. That silence seems to become tangible, blanketing me with the feeling of suffocation. Cammy? Baby? Please? Oh, jeez. Over the next 3 hours, I go from panic to anger to grief, back to panic, and then to anger and grief again. How could he do this to me right now? How could he? Well, if he doesn't want to be around me, then I'm gonna do the stuff he doesn't like me doing. I pull an old bottle of bourbon and I start drinking. If Cameron saw me doing this on a mostly empty stomach and after getting hit hard in the head, he would step in, no question. But he doesn't. After waiting for almost another hour, I head to bed, drunker than I had been since probably back in college. I curl into a ball, hugging Cameron's pillow tightly, silently begging him to come back. It's then that I start to process the idea that he could actually be gone. Cameron never said he could just leave, and he's never done it before. Maybe he doesn't even know how to come back. Silent begging isn't enough, and I mumble my coyote's name into the pillow over and over, hoping that if he's there, he'll see how pathetic I look and come back. But he doesn't. Maybe, somehow, this isn't real, because none of this feels real. Maybe this feeling of disbelief and devastation that's been with me since Echo has all been a dream. And I'll wake up in 2020, back with Cameron in the bed next to me. I'm lucky I'm so drunk, because I don't know how I'd deal with this sober. For now, I just cry myself to sleep. That's really sad, though. I love this piano here. So, when's your birthday? December 21st. You? October 18th. Okay. Echo stands, Archer stands, remember these dates. So I guess we don't have to worry about birthdays anytime soon. I hear piano playing along with the faint sounds of a radio in the background. A familiar, warm feeling of the good times. Before the terrible changes. Look at that! Oh, that's nice. I'm standing in the doorway of one of the music classrooms. The one that Cameron likes to go to in the early evening so that he can play in the grand piano. Oh, this is him. Oh my gosh, okay, that's fantastic. It's interesting, being in his world. I haven't spent much time outside the engineering building since finishing my general studies, but being here, looking around all the instruments, I appreciate it all a bit more compared to the last time I was in this building, and when I took Intro to Music Theory a few years ago. These are the good times, but I won't know it, not until Echo. See? Piano's way easier for me. I thought you sounded just fine on guitar. It was his voice that I really liked, though. Rough and smoky, but delivered with a smoothness that reminded me of old black and white movies. 2 weeks in, and I'm already cautiously hoping this relationship will turn into something more. Cautious because Jesus is still fresh in my mind. The relationship had only lasted for a few months, but I wasn't ready for the rejection that I didn't even see coming. It worries me a little that this canine might do the same thing. For now, though, he's smiling as he continues to play. I can see the red tingling the skin inside his ears, making me think that he's probably feeling the same way I did when I was showing him the advanced math and physics classes I'm taking. But I am impressed. The coyote's innate ability to seemingly pull beautiful and catchy melodies together seems just as impossible as Cameron said my course would look. Where do you even start? Huh? Cameron looks up from playing. Like, just the music in general. How do you just come up with it on the fly like that? Oh, well... Cameron scoots over as an invitation for me to sit down, and I do. Aww. This is really cute. Everyone's different, obviously, but I guess once you really learn how music works and combine that with the music that you listen to, you can just sort of... Again, his fingers play effortlessly across the keys. Something tells me my limited music library won't give me the experience I would need to be able to do this. Cameron had already teased me about listening to dad rock. He quickly showed me that he also listened to some dad rock too, but he listens to everything from rock to pop to jazz to classical. He enjoys it all. Hey, he's got a great taste, by the way. Cameron, hit me up sometime. Let's write something. Teach me how to write some music, because I've been digging into FL Studio a little bit, And I wrote a piano ballad the other day, so, yeah. Let's hit each other up sometime. It had left me feeling flushed and embarrassed, even though there wasn't a good reason to feel that way. Now that I think about it, I realize that I've embarrassed myself in front of Cameron quite a few times now. I'm not sure if that's a good sign or not. Like, maybe I'm just paying more attention to what I say and do in front of him. Already walking in on us fucking was mortifying, no matter how I look at it, but Cameron had laughed about it afterwards, and he even talks to Artie. They get along really well. That's when Cameron suddenly stops playing, looking at the clock above the classroom door. Well, they said my song could come on at any time after 5, but, you know, they might not even end up playing it. And there's the pessimism I've come to expect. It's not bitter or upset, it's just lowering his expectations to avoid disappointment, which is kind of the opposite of how I think things. They will. Cameron shrugs, looking unbothered. I'm not exactly sure what it is about him that's making this all feel so important. He's cute, funny, smart, and we have longer, deeper conversations than I've had with anyone else. His songs sounded a little angsty, but through their dark humor, there's a lot of sadness and pain in the lyrics. When I asked him about it, he brushed it off, saying that he was exaggerating in the lyrics and the songs. Everyone exaggerates. He's scared to tell me about his past, and that makes me a little scared too. But maybe with some time, once I figure him out more. But something is telling me that this is going to turn into something much more. That this is much more than just a college fling, more than just a boyfriend. It's almost like I can see the future. Well, we can, you know. Huh? Cameron starts playing again, this time with a different, but no less gentle and pretty melody. See the future. Besides, this has already happened. Oh, wait. I thought that this was like a cute little flashback. I didn't think that we... Okay. So we're in a simulation, I guess. It's me, Devon. There's a slight laugh in his voice, one that sounds more surprised than anything. I let my mind fall back into that current confused, traumatized, and angry mindset I seem to always be in now. But you left. I felt it. I actually don't know what happened, but I didn't like it. Everything was dark and quiet, but then you were dreaming, and now I'm here. You're back with me? I think so, yeah. I sit on the bench next to Cameron, reaching out to touch him. He's solid, and through his sweatshirt I can feel his slender frame. He's real. We hug. Kiss. It's just like how it used to be. How does this feel so real? Is this really a dream? A half-dream, I think. This has happened a few times before. Like I visited you when we were dreaming, remember? Like what happened in Echo? That was more like a nightmare. This is a good dream. Cameron continues playing on the piano. I don't know. You have this beacon-like quality about you that no one else does. I think I'll always be able to find my way back. I kiss him again. Can we not go back? I want to stay here forever. Cameron laughs. Well, we've got time, as long as we don't try to wake up too hard. We might even end up right back here again, if things line up right. But what if we don't? Then we'll stay here as long as we can, and not worry about it. Man, can I have a lucid dream like this? With some friends that I can't see anymore? Can I just have a lucid dream like this? I'm reminded of some other qualities about the coyote that I love. The way he's often so stressed and full of anxiety, but then suddenly surprises me with his durability and his bravery. Especially when it comes to helping others. Actually, kind of scratch that because, again, I think that this is the manifestation of Cameron that we see, and this isn't really him. Especially when it comes to helping others. I just wish he'd remember that more when it comes to himself. I relax a bit as the warm late afternoon light continues to pour into the room, lighting up the shining instruments and the dust motes that swirl around us. I can see the campus grounds are empty and not bustling with the usual combination of after-class hangouts and study. Next up, we have a new song from our very own Cameron Wilson, a junior here at Pueblo. Voice is faint, almost covered up by static. called when we had everything. Cameron smiles at me and I smile back. Excuse me? Excuse me? Wait, who are you? Hello? Wait, who are you? Like I know that's Cameron, but like that's the shirt that he wore. I believe that's the shirt that he wore under his jacket when. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm gonna continue reading, but I think I've just figured this out. I can remember this exact moment, the way Cameron had almost yelped with surprise and excitement at hearing his name and song come up. Instead of even listening to the song, we just made out. Man, we sure were horny back then. Back then? But Cameron doesn't say it. Or his mouth doesn't move, at least, and his voice is different, maybe a little deeper. Mainly, though, it comes from behind me. The Cameron I'm looking at reacts at the same time, spinning to look back, and I do the same. The split second that I see it, I know what I'm looking at. Cameron had told me about it, how it's been following us around since Echo, how it's sort of an echo itself, one that manifested after Brian murdered him. We don't know what it wants, but it hurts my Cameron. Reminds him of the pain he went through. As I look at this fake Cameron, I feel that old anger. The same strange, cold fury that had blossomed in my chest after seeing what Brian had done. How it overrode the shock and incoming grief just long enough for me to finish the old bear. I feel my teeth draw back and a feral snarl, warning this echo back, and it reacts by looking at me with fear and sadness. For some reason, that only makes me angrier, and I take in everything that makes this coyote so different from the one that I know so well. There's a glazed look in its eyes, like it just woke up, and its build is all wrong. Thicker and pudgier than Cameron had ever been. Okay, yeah, so holy shit! So, this means that... Okay, so... Let me try to come to a conclusion here. So, the Cameron that we have in our head... Or, actually, wait, no. So maybe, like, the real Cameron is the only Cameron that we see whenever they're sleeping? And then this other Cameron is the one that's always in Devon's head 24/7. Or maybe not. Like, maybe like this... So there's two different manifestations of Cameron inside of his head. The real one and the one manifested from Echo. And the one from Echo is like all weird and different compared to the one that he knows. That's kind of freaky, honestly. So the Cameron that we know, that is the one that's inside his head, but the one that sounds like him, or at least like mimics him, and was making all those nasty statements earlier, that probably wasn't him. No, this is some warped, sick creation. It's not even alive, but I know it can still hurt us. It's too late though, as I hear a strange gurgling hiss next to me. I look. Oh, Jesus Christ! Holy shit! Oh my god, don't fucking do that to me! Oh my god! That is probably the most horrifying thing that I have ever seen. Holy shit! Okay, so a while back, I don't know if I ever said it on stream, but when Cameron got shot, like I was thinking in my head, like I kind of wish that they showed what it would look like, because it really left a lot to imagine what the outcome would have been like if Cameron had gotten shot. in that scenario, and well, shit, I got my wish, but oh, come on, I was totally into it. Holy Christ, I did not expect that at all. When Brian shot Cameron in the face, half of it had been blown away, splattering the walls of the cave, filling it with a smell that I will never forget. Even now, it fills my nostrils, and I just sit there, shaking and staring at Cameron, seeing his wide, twitching eye like he's alive and feeling it. But now, I get to see him in agonizing detail, without the blood and gore covering the rest of him up. Now I wonder if he's somehow alive, feeling the pain in the seconds after the shotgun blast, when I couldn't see any part of his face clearly. Stop! I yell at the echo, at the dream, at anything to make it stop. I reach out my right paw for Cameron's trembling shoulder, scared to touch him because I'm worried I'll make the pain worse. Even now in this dream world, I can see the scars just visible through the fur on my right forearm where Cameron's jaw and teeth had been embedded. They'd had to be surgically removed, and all I can really remember is asking a nurse if I could keep his teeth once they'd been taken out. I didn't know what I'd had left in Cameron then, even though he was already talking to me, trying to keep me calm. Dude, okay, I'm gonna be 100% real. That soul-piercing death stare is creeping me out. Holy Christ. He's not real, Devon. I lash out in the direction of the echo, and I feel my fist hit something soft, and I hear a gasp, and suddenly I'm back in bed, feeling the beginnings of a pounding, awful hangover, but I don't pay attention to it right now. Cameron, baby? You there? Please. I'm here, don't worry. Oh, thank God, are you okay? What the hell did he do to you? I don't know, but I'm okay now, okay? I won't leave like that ever again. Are you in pain? Not anymore. Actually, yeah, I am. What the hell? How much did you drink? I laugh out of relief and happiness, but mostly relief. Just glad that my coyote's back. Babe, I thought I fucking lost you. I'll be here as long as I can, Devon, and I'll help you find those echoes, if that's what you really want. Now, get up and get hydrated. Try to eat something, please. Of course, honey. Of course. I get out of bed, the aches and pains from all the things that had happened to me over the past day forgotten. I chat with Cam as I make myself something a little heartier, drinking a bottle of water along the way. Cameron's back to his old self, and I realize that's all I want. No matter how much these echoes try to torment and hurt us, we're still together. Echo couldn't change that then, and I sure as hell won't let it change that now. Wow, wow, and wow. Holy heck. Just to make sure that this game reminded us that it is in fact a horror game, a psychological horror visual novel game. Holy crap. That was incredible. So that actually answered a lot of things. Like, it finally gave us an answer as to who this version of Cameron is. But at the same time, it also, like, I just have so many questions, like, so is this Cameron, the one that's in our head, perpetually the one that we are talking to? Or is it always cycling through between the real one and the fake one? Because both of them, I would imagine they have the same voice inside of his head. Oh, man. Arches, you've done it again. Wow. So, with that being said, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for watching. It has been an absolute pleasure playing Arches again and getting to play the Vessel storyline. I think that this was fantastic. I hope to see more out of the Echo Project. Hopefully we can see something else come from them that's just as fantastic as this. I know itch.io is being a real pain in the neck to a lot of creators right now, for reasons that are not in their control, but again, I hope that the Echo Project and Hallie and everybody else involved, I hope everyone is going to have a very successful future with these visual novels. I wish them all the best. And with that being said, thank you so much. My name is Spitfire, and it's been real. Bye-bye!